Good afternoon. This confirmation hearing conducted by the Committee on Economic Development, Agriculture, Maritime Transportation, Power, and Energy Utilities and Emergency Response is now called to order at 2 p.m. Notice of the hearing was disseminated to all local media outlets via electronic mail on June 12th of 2019, with a second notice provided on June 17th of 2019. Notice of the hearing was also made known on the Guam Legislature's website. Today's agenda is the confirmation hearing for Mr. Deepak R. Diwan, who has been appointed to serve as a member of the Board of Directors for the Guam Economic Development Authority. Before I call on Mr. Diwan to testify, I would like to call upon the names of those in attendance who have signed up to testify on his appointment. In the order of the sign-up sheet, if you haven't signed in to testify and you'd like to testify, please do so with my staff in the corner over here. So I'd like to call up now Ms. Jennifer Lezama, Ray Benavente, and Melanie Mendiola. All right, let's begin with Mrs. Jennifer Lezama. And for the record, just begin by introducing yourself, and then you can proceed with your testimony.
Hafaday and good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Cruz Lezama. I am the mommy of Zion Lennox, known to many as Baby Zion. So we stand here today to speak about a man not known to myself or my family, a man I never seen or talked with, have no relation to in any way, but has become someone I've come to admire and have the utmost respect for because of his selfless act. Baby Zion is a tiny newborn baby boy who defied the odds that were against him. Exceeded the expectations of his doctors who bravely fought a Goliath-sized fight for a chance at life. Diagnosed with a congenital disorder, a multitude of neurological conditions that didn't allow for him to be born on Guam. Born in the Philippines on July 5, 2018, since birth, Baby Zion has undergone a total of 6 major surgeries till he was 3 months old. His first surgery at only 6 days old. We spent a couple of months in a foreign country, thousands of miles from home, away from our 3 other children for such a long time was very hard for my husband and I. Our days consisted solely of making countless trips to and from, back and forth to the hospital. We always tried our best to stay focused and remain positive, as difficult as it was. The months have gone by, we were down to almost nothing. It came to the point that we were just unable to return home because of our financial issues. We felt like there was nothing left. The benefits ran out. We maxed out our health insurance and had an astounding medical bill that left us with the inability to pay. Until Baby Zion's story and our family's heartbreaking cry for help aired on October 31st, 2018. Getting wind of the financial dilemma our family is facing and touched by his story, Mr. Deepak Diwan, a local businessman, owner of Delta Tire and Lube, answered the call for help. He opened up his heart and reached out to my family that was in dire need of help. Mr. Deepak Diwan is a man with a genuinely kind and giving heart. He unselfishly donated all sales proceeds from the Delta fundraisers for November to be given to a tiny sick child and his family, making it possible for them to return back home to finally meet his brother, his sisters, and the rest of our family. There are no words I could ever say of how incredible thankful we are. Team Zion Lennox will forever be grateful to this man. He's the reason we're home and with our family. Your kindness and generosity is immensely appreciated. Baby Zion is the living testament that miracles do happen. And Mr. Deepak, you and the Delta family are proof that we still have amazing people in this world. God bless you, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to share our story with you all.
Thank you. All right, I'd like to call upon Mr. Ray Benavente. And please begin by introducing yourself before going into your testimony. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Senators. My name is Ray Benavente. We're a small business development company in Guam, and Mr. Deepak was one of our clients. And what I like to say about Mr. Deepak Diwan is we've learned that his family migrated from a foreign country, and since they started in Guam, Mr. Deepak attended most of the high schools and local high schools. And basically, he's a homegrown businessman. His families and brothers are all in small business in Guam. So he would bring the small business atmosphere if he's confirmed to Gita. He's been all through the issues of permits and all that. He has survived all of that. He knows the issues from the smaller group standpoint. He's seen it. He's gone through it. He's had headaches through it. So I admire this guy for his survivability just to open a simple business. So hopefully he'll bring some of these ideas of changes and opportunities to small business to apply for GITA loans or whatever that, even if you're a small business in Guam, GITA is still there to support you one way or the other. And I fully support Mr. Deepak for this confirmation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Benavente. Ms. Mendiola?
Good day, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Melanie Mendiola, and I'm the CEO Administrator of the Guam Economic Development Authority. I'm submitting this testimony in support of the confirmation of Mr. Deepak Diwan as the member of the Board of Directors for GITA, as I believe Mr. Diwan will be a valuable addition to the membership currently on board. As the founding proprietor of several business entities, Mr. Diwan has been directly involved in the establishment and operation of a number of small and local businesses, which represent the major component of the economic engine that drives our economy. His broad experience with numerous types of business organizations offers an opportunity for GITA to further consider economic impacts, better strategize with regard to programs under its charge, especially businesses, especially programs that serve our small businesses. As well, Mr. Diwan himself is a prime example of our young, homegrown entrepreneurs who will make up the next generation of our local business community and its leadership. Mr. Diwan will also be the youngest member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board, and having his type of perspective is invaluable for GITA's overall mission to further develop, enhance, and improve our island. As a proprietor of a number of business entities, sharing his firsthand knowledge and understanding of the challenges small businesses face on Guam, GITA will be better rounded to consider even more when developing and executing policy that affects our overall community. In addition to his private sector work, Mr. Diwan has served on numerous organizations throughout the past 2 decades, which also lends GITA a closer feel of the pulse of Guam's business community. GITA stands to gain tremendously with his type of guidance, experience, and expertise as we continue to pursue our mission towards economic improvement. Mr. Chair and members of the committee, it is our most fervent hope that Legislature Nguahan will confirm Mr. Diwan at the soonest possible time for the benefit of our agency and our community. Sidusmasi, Mr. Chair and members of the committee, for the opportunity to provide testimony. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mendiola. Mr. Michael Hernandez.
Good afternoon, Senators. My name is Michael Hernandez. I work with SPPC. I'm here to provide testimony for Mr. Deepak Diwan for his GITA nomination. I've known Deepak very personally for the last 12 years. I've grown to admire him and respect him, not only as a friend. I actually consider him kind of an indirect family member of myself. I know him of a man of integrity. I know him a man of faith, definitely a sincere family man, a man who really enjoys and loves this island and the community, a man who's very charitable and likes to do that charity behind the scenes. He's not a man who's out there trying to grab limelight for himself or his businesses. We've spent many days and nights just chatting about opportunities he sees for the island. So I think his outlook and his vision of how he sees Guam's opportunities to help businesses, just as some of the testimony that I've listened to, he's experienced difficulties in business as well as great success in business. He's one of the few people I've come across in my life that when he says he's going to accomplish something, that he truly accomplishes it. I'm utterly amazed by his tenacity to get things done, his ability to find ways over, under, through obstacles that get placed in his way. I just cannot tout the amount of dedication this gentleman has, again, to his family, to his friends, to the community. I think you couldn't ask for a better gentleman or individual to sit on the GITA board. He truly wants to see and truly is inspired by other entrepreneurs and definitely wants to make Guam a better community for all the citizens of Guam.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Please forgive me, I failed to recognize Senator Jim Moylan, who has joined us today. Thank you, Senator Moylan. Please forgive me for failing to recognize you when you first walked in. All right, and now I'd like to open it up to anyone else here who would like to provide testimony that maybe perhaps didn't sign up or did sign up that I may have missed. If anyone else would like to provide testimony, please come forward. If not, I'd like to call up the nominee, Mr. Diwan, now, and those of you at the table are free to join us in the crowd. Thanks. All right, good morning, Mr. Diwan. Please begin your testimony and start first, of course, with an introduction of yourself. For the record, thank you.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Senator Jim Moylan, my fellow friends, neighbors, colleagues, co-workers, and who have gathered today to support me as the Governor's nominee to serve as a member of the Board of Directors for the Guam Economic Development Authority. My name is Deepak Diwan. I am the President and CEO of Diwan Worldwide, which was started in 2012. The path of success is not an easy one, and I've had my fair share of setbacks. But as one of Guam's leaders once said, failure is not stumbling and falling down. Failure is getting up. So today in 2019, Diwan Worldwide has 50 full-time employees, each of them having a family of their own to support. As both an American and as a citizen of Hong Kong, my experience as an entrepreneurial business owner, a concerned member of this community, having attended and graduated from public high school here, has provided me with the expertise required to help GITA advance in its mission and to move forward into the 21st century. Mr. Chairman, while I believe that off-island investment is crucial to any economic development master plan, I intend to bring a renewed interest in supporting our local small business community and to do the two things that are paramount: procurement reform and regulatory and permitting reform. Because if the system doesn't work for those who call Guam home, then it might not work for those who are off-island and want to invest to call Guam home. We need to roll up the red tape and roll out the red carpet for businesses and investors, not only for off-island capital, but for our people here. And the Governor, through executive orders, has created 2 task forces to work on getting this done this year. I will work with the executive team and the staff and the board to look for ways the authority can partner with our local small businesses by advancing the micro loan development program hereby helping young, gifted local entrepreneurs capitalize their ideas successfully. We will work on ways of partnering with them in the procurement of goods and services to increase sales and grow their businesses in a meaningful way. I want to work to make Gita relevant to the new generations of citizens who are yearning to come home and look for ways to stay. The amount of startups funded by young entrepreneurs under the age of 21 is impressive and on the rise. The latest teenage generation is the first to have grown up with the internet and with the ease of access when it comes to starting a business online. Many bright entrepreneurs have emerged while still in their teens. Mr. Chairman, my work and role in the community is one of being a husband, a father, and an entrepreneur. Here's a simple idea I wake up with every day. How can I make the future better not only for my children, but also for the children of my teammates, our employees, and more importantly, how we can all do this collectively to make things better for our children and the community as a whole. Mr. Chairman, with your support and with the support of this committee, these will be the guiding principles that I will bring to my work as a member of the board of the Guam Economic Development Authority. Mr. Chairman, I give this assignment and responsibility my all. In closing, I'd like to thank you for listening to my testimony and look forward to any questions that you may have at this time. I humbly ask for your vote of confidence and assure you that I will do my best to help the business community and aspiring entrepreneurs and to do all I can to improve the lives of our people and for the stakeholders of our collective future, our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diwan. I just have a couple of questions for you. The first question is just a question I ask everyone is, I know you're a business owner, you own a few businesses.
Yes.
Is there anything you foresee that could present any form of conflict of interest with your business holdings with regards to your duties on the GITA board? And if so, how would you handle such a conflict if one were to arise?
I don't see any conflict at the current moment, but if there should arise, I would recuse myself from any sort of conflict. Yeah.
And secondly, I know you're a very busy man with the businesses that you own and operate. Your family is very busy as well, and you're active in the community. Do you think you'll have enough time to be able to invest with your duties on the board?
Yes, definitely. I have a great team of people that I work with who share a lot of my load as well. So that will help free up time for me to help with GITA and with the community as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Moylan, any questions or comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Diwan, congratulations and thank you for accepting the nomination by our governor for this important board position. I've heard testimony from a few folks here talking about how good your character is, and that's really important. So
thank you.
It's a man of character, that's wonderful. I've heard testimony about your professionalism and your work experience, and as an owner of a small business with 50 plus full-time employees, that's great, and I appreciate that. I also really appreciate what you said in your write-up here, that you believe the off-island investment is crucial, and we do need the new money to come in to help support our government. And it looks like you got a plan of action on how we can do that much better than what we've been trying to do. And in that position, with procurement reform and regulatory and permitting reform is important, because we do want to expedite that. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Your term of the off-island capital, but for the people, and that's absolutely correct. You have other great ideas in here with the micro-development and loan program. You know, Gita here, our administrator, Ms. Mendiola, said we need to hurry up to get you into position as soon as possible. So I'm looking forward to seeing your name go through the committee reports and get onto the session floor where I can place my right vote, and that will be for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Diwan. I would just like to say for the record that I appreciate the testimony from everyone that showed up today to your character, just as Senator Moylan was saying. Mrs. Lezama was talking about the very giving nature of yourself and your family, and I myself have seen that firsthand. A few months back, there was a local basketball team, a Chukis basketball team that was they couldn't afford the membership fee to play in this one league. And I put a simple post on Facebook, not directed at anyone in particular. I just put it out on Facebook and said, if anyone can help these guys out, please come forward and help us out, try to get some funding for these guys to join the team, and you step forward and help them get into this league to play, and you didn't even ask for any sort of pat on the back, or there was no media attention drawn to it, nothing. So I think that speaks volumes towards your character and your giving nature. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I like everything you've testified about and everything that everyone else has testified on your behalf. And I like your ideas. And I think as a small business owner, you'll be a good addition to the GITA board. So you do have my support. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with that, the committee will continue to accept any written testimony on the items discussed today. Please provide written testimonies to my office at 238 Archbishop Flores Street, Suite 906 in the DNA building of Hagåtña. You may send it via email to sen.cridgell@teleguam.net, or you may send it by fax to 475-4768. This hearing is now adjourned. It is 2:21 in the afternoon. Thank you very much.